Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. Today what I want to talk about is our journey from 3D into 4D, the signs that I'm seeing that indicate that we have entered the fourth dimension. We're not fully immersed in this yet because we still have a lot of the 3D baggage. And if you remember, I wrote a paper before about the idea of moving into 2021, that the opening to spiritual open is much smaller and you have to get rid of the baggage that you have behind you that we used to be able to drag through from year to year. So to move forward spiritually into 2021, you're going to have to get rid of things. And again, remember, I'm thinking spiritually. I'm not talking necessarily physical things. And so in order to do that, we have to also get rid of these third dimensional programs. And the only way we can get rid of these programs or change them is what needs to be done is to expose them for the corrupt systems that they are, and flawed systems, maybe a little better word. And you saw it recently in the money systems, in the political systems. You can see that in healthcare and others. And a good example is within the money system, you saw through the Reddit and through the cinema stocks that these huge corporations, the money managers, the uh, future companies, futures that they have, they can and do control the stock market and the financial markets out there. And because of the hundreds of billions of dollars that they have that they can play with and move these markets back and forth. And essentially, they do it in order to make money for themselves and the few clients that they have. What you saw was were betting that GameStop and the cinema company were going to go bankrupt and out of business because of the pandemic. And so what they were doing is betting their money that it was going to go down, and their goal was to get these companies to go out of business. They make the prediction it's going to happen. Most people follow those big money market predictions in order to try to make some money in the long run. They don't care about the people who work with those companies and the fact that they're going to be losing money, losing jobs down the road. I mean, no, there's no concern of that. It was a matter of how much money can they make from driving these companies out of business and destroying them. And when I say they, I remember too, whether it's whatever system I'm talking about, that they are aspects of us. They're here to do a job. They're not evil outside entities are who are dangerous and something that you have to fear. They're simply there for a purpose. They're parts of us that are doing a job, and their job right now is to expose the corruption. And you saw that within that financial system, that it is controlled by the big people. You saw the small amount of people now from the Reddit site and others who were able to understand what was going on, jumped on the market, started buying these stocks, and basically made quite a bit of money off of this. And so the big companies lost money. Of course, when you find out in the long run that other companies were also investing back into these companies who were losing money, that's Foxy coming down. Um, that the reality is these companies are still betting, the big companies are still controlling what's going on, but this change that you had with the people buying the stocks and driving the price up showed that regular people can make money, and they make quite a bit of money off of these stocks as well. And if you did a little research or listening, you found out that once these companies lost several $billions, that other money market funds jumped in and bought money, gave them billions of dollars in cash to put them back up and then they started pushing and trying to do the same thing to the silver market. Well, that's because you find out that a lot of these money managers and the companies, they have oodles of silver and silver stocks. And so they're trying to control that market, trying to get it to go up so they can cash in and make up all the money that they lost in the GameStop and the other ones. And so what you're seeing is the system is being exposed for the corruption that is behind it. It's a completely controlled system. And people are starting to see that, which means eventually this system is going to there's going to be a call for change. And one of the things I mentioned before as we move into the 4D, that you're going to see things like The Secret and other ideas are going to start coming back, and people are going to start making more money. The normal everyday people are going to start getting more materiality, more things. You see that in things now like the cryptocurrencies, which have made a huge comeback, and a lot of those were selling for pennies, and people are buying them to get on the bandwagon. So there's a lot of what you would call normal people who are making large amounts of money. You're going to see more and more stories about that. They had one recently about a lady who bought a couple of lotto tickets in two different stores, 2 different days, won $500,000 between the two tickets. So you're going to start seeing more and more of those things happen as we move into 4D because there's more materiality to be possessed, and it's also going to be a distraction, and it's going to keep people within that system, make them think they've moved into the 5D, which they have not. Remember too, the cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and such. I did a video on Bitcoin quite a while back about what it is. It's an AI system that, in order to grow itself, it is basically started the AI system that in order to grow it, that it needed humanity in order to put the computing power towards it in order to make that happen. And that's what happened. It's like a video game. You do the mining, you get the mathematical formulas and equations, and it gives you a coin reward. And then somebody decided, well, let's give that some value. And so it's fake, just like everything. All the cryptocurrencies are fake, just like everything else, just like our regular dollars and monetary system. But the difference now is that a lot of people are starting to make some money from these systems. And as I said, is what it did is it exposed that these systems are basically corrupt, and that there's going to be a call for change in these systems and how they operate. And that will be coming. That'll be happening as we move more into 4D. You saw the political system as we moved through the last election cycle, that how biased and corrupt it was out there. And again, they didn't come out and they weren't able to show anything in court and do their thing there, but it made it very visible to people that how things can be controlled and how the political parties that we have chosen their political party loyalty over their loyalty to the people who elected them to the office. In other words, they put party before people. And that is going to start causing some more and more outrage. You're seeing how things were not done because one party was in office, even though it was for the good of the people. It wasn't done because someone else was in office and they didn't want them to get credit for it. So they waited. And you even had Pelosi come out online and say that very thing. So it's exposing the corruptness behind and loyalty to the party versus to the people, which is going to make people call for a change in the political system. Exactly what's going to happen with it, I don't know. But the corruptness in all the systems that we have has to be exposed before it can be, there's enough demand to change the system around. You also have another talking about coming out and wanting to give people some money every month for their children. Or you're going to have could be leading to a system to where everybody starts to get a monthly income from the so-called government. You can remember, money isn't there anyway. It's all fake, so they can do what they want to do with it. But it's going to start creating a living income for people, which again is a good thing, a good step. But that may be where we're heading, particularly as technology moves forward and humanity has less and less to do. We're going to be able to have more with robots and technology to take care of that. And I'll cover that when I get into some other stuff. So anyway, those two systems you see have been exposed, and there's going to be a call for change. The healthcare system. The cost of the healthcare system has risen exponentially and is essentially unsustainable. It's new technology. Something else is going to have to happen to that system as it comes out. You had the government kicking down money along what they call the Obama plan, giving people money to help with some of the healthcare costs, which again drove up costs on it, made the companies make more money, but it did make it more affordable for some people to be able to have healthcare that they did. What I see coming in that system and more make that change even more and for the better is technology. We have, if you believe half of what's being said out there, there is medical technology that is extremely advanced that has not been released simply because they're not going to make the money off of those systems as they would by having sick people in the conventional systems, which give you the medications and the procedures and treatments that they do to keep you sick and keep you coming back. So at some point you're going to have a huge leap in technology. Now, whether that will come from so-called aliens bringing it here, or exactly how they're going to do it, I'm not sure. But think about it this way: if the government, whether it's the space program, so to speak, what they call the real space program that's been hidden, or if you hit the black ops programs, all these things that are supposed to have all this different technology from the alien craft that they've had and from sharing with aliens. And remember too, we're all aliens. Everyone here is an alien. That whether they're going to stage a holographic fake alien, what they would say first contact, and have them bring the technology so they can say that the aliens brought it versus having it already been here. Because if humanity found out that this technology has been hidden away by entities for 50 years, 70 years, there's going to be a lot of backlash over that. So I say that we may have some sort of an alien contact or some kind in order to release the technology that's going to help within the medical field, because as it is, it's unsustainable, and people are just going to be dying versus going to get the medical because they can't afford to do anything. So those are systems that I see that are changing as we're moving into the fourth dimension, or we're seeing evidence of it, which indicates that we have entered the fourth dimensional thing. The other thing that you're going to see more and more of is alternative medicines. You're going to start seeing the metaphysical world, the natural healing world, that is going to be coming back. It's going to start becoming more mainstream, at least until these technologies, that may be prior to the technologies coming out. But you're going to start seeing that the what's kind of new age is what it's considered, but you're going to start seeing those modalities, the healing modalities, and other information that has been out there a long time ago is going to start coming back. And I say that, I'm seeing a lot more recent releases on videos dealing with aliens and hidden technology and things. So I think it's a preparation of what is coming forward. And when I talk about how these systems are going to have to change, it's going to seem like chaos to a lot of people. And what I thought was interesting the other day was when I was on one of my walks, I found a golf ball, and on the side of the golf ball was written the word chaos. Which again is what's coming. And again, I believe in signs from Trader all the time as to what's going on. And finding a golf ball with that word written on the side of it really confirmed more about what I was talking about. One of the other things that you have going on to show that we are moving into a different vibrational is that you have a lot of the planets are changing out there. There's more earthquakes on Mars than they've ever had. They said that Jupiter has lost one of the stripes, the rings around it, and has a new storm that has started. The storms on Saturn have come, well, I think it said 10 years earlier. Saturn has dramatically changed its speed. The Earth has been changing its speed of rotation. So you're seeing these things happen because the vibrations are changing. And at some point down the road, we'll start seeing these planets differently than we've seen them before, because the vibration is going to be more fourth dimensional. So you're going to start seeing more signs of, again, maybe civilization, maybe past life on these worlds, but you're going to start seeing more of that come out because of within a fourth dimensional reality. Remember, all these planets exist in multiple dimensions at the same time, and we simply can't see them. Like radio stations coming down, you can only get the radio station that you tune to. You tune it to a different station, you get a different station. It's the same thing. As we move more and more into the fourth dimension and start getting there solidly, you're going to see changes with what's coming out from the planets and what's being observed within the universe itself. Also during this time that you're going to start seeing more and more of the separation. I know I've talked about that before, and it's probably been beat to death by people, but you're going to start seeing that separation is going to get wider between friends, families, activities that you're doing. That stuff is going to be changing because you're not going to find your vibration is compatible anymore with certain people, with certain things that you're doing, could even be certain foods. It has to change. It simply has to as we change vibrations. One thing to keep in mind as we go along is that everything that you consume out there, everything out here is energy. And there's really no difference between anything other than the programs that we accept and the vibration that we accept of it. So everything's made of atoms, supposedly, and atoms, the only difference between the atoms is the amount of electrons. So why there's no lettuce electron, there's no car electron, there's no potato electron, there's no steak electron. And these things don't exist. It's how we perceive the vibration. So get yourself to the point where you stop worrying so much about what things are going to do to you or told they're going to do to you. Those are old programs. These things are not going to affect you unless you allow them to affect you, unless you continue to accept those beliefs and stay within that third dimensional system where those things are predominant. So those things are going to be changing. Get yourself away from the idea that this is good, this is bad. Go by how you feel when you eat or drink different things. If it's changing, if a bothers you, then let it go. Don't try to hold on to something that is bothering you, because it's showing you that the vibration of that is probably old third dimension, and you want to be able to step away from it. And with all this stuff going on, the biggest thing I want to tell people is, because of particularly the increase in materiality and so on, and wealth that will be coming, it's going to be very easy for a lot of people to get trapped in the fourth dimension, to think that they have made 5D and that this is their ideal world as these systems start to change. Keep focused on where you're going. Those of us who really plan to and want to, we're going to be moving back into the fifth dimension. These fourth dimensional programs will eventually die away as well, just like 3D is starting to die away. And everyone who stays within the 4D will die away as well, whether they return to the void, whether they're just the Sims that go back into the computer, or whether they're aspects of a soul that are reabsorbed by something else. I don't know. I don't have that information as yet. Maybe as we get closer to 5D, I will. But for now, I don't. So I'm just telling you is to watch what you're doing as you go through this area. Observe it. There's nothing wrong with partaking in it. If you're getting some of the things that you're going to need as you go along. But remember, don't hold on to these systems either, the fourth dimensional systems. Don't hold on to them like you did the 3D systems, and you'll be able to keep moving forward. Remember as well that this is the fourth dimension is the realm of Jehovah, the so-called God of the Bible, one of the gods of the Bible. And all the entities and all the fake gods that we've had throughout history, they are from that fourth dimension. And we're going to start encountering a lot more of that stuff as we move along. So anyway, everybody, enjoy your journey. Remember to observe and do what you need to do as you move forward, but don't hold on to these systems for too long, or you're going to find yourself, as we move through the next gate, the next portal, they're going to be dragging behind you, and they're going to keep you from going to the gate. So we also have a page on Facebook, Temple of Universal Truth, at least as long as it lasts. You can look at there. We post papers and other things on there. So, okay, everybody, have yourself a great day. Goodbye.